Hello, friends. My name is Buck Jenkins. My friends call me Captain Conservative, and I would like to think of myself as a conservative intellectual. Here's where I live. This is God's country, a place where the federal government takes a back seat to guns and Jesus. This is the only road in and out of my neighborhood. See the sign? It says no liberals allowed, and we mean it. This is where me and my friends discuss current events, government policy, and form our opinions of what's right and what's wrong in America. We are the conservative voice of America, and we invite you to learn and listen as I discuss some of the most important events threatening our conservative way of life. Hello, friends, and welcome to this week's show. This week, the most important issue threatening our nation is healthcare reform. The liberals want to provide free, socialized medicine to everyone, while the conservative Americans, the medical industry, pharmaceutical companies, health insurance industry, stockholders, corporate executives, and others believe that there is nothing wrong with our current system, and that these liberals just want to destroy America with socialism. Today, I will answer a few questions from our viewers, provide my fair and balanced opinions. I will explain all of the facts surrounding the issues of healthcare reform and expose the many myths that the liberals want you to believe. Our first letter today comes from Myrtle in Oklahoma, God's country. Dear Buck, I'm a retired grandmother who can barely afford my utilities and medication. Healthcare insurance is too costly. Medicare sometimes doesn't cover everything. I'm afraid of the new healthcare plan because I've heard that there will be death panels to decide who lives and who dies. Is it true that seniors will be forced to face reviews from death panels under President Obama's healthcare plan? Myrtle, I'm fully aware that there are many, many stories going around these days, and it's hard to know what's the truth and what the liberals want you to believe. You know, you can put a pig in a dress and call it a doctor, but it's still a pig. I wish I could tell you that this was not true, but however, under the new health reform laws, you will not only have to face the liberal death panels, but you'll have to fight other seniors in a steel cage while school children poke you with sharp sticks. But it gets worse, Myrtle. If you lose your cage match, you will be stripped of more than your dignity, Myrtle. The blood-sucking Democrats can take your kidney under Obama's new organ harvesting provision that is part of the Health Care Act. Unless you want to be missing a kidney when you meet Jesus, Myrtle, I suggest you spread the news about socialism, and it's not what you need or not what you want in your America. I hope that answers your question, Myrtle, and thank you for tuning in. Our next question comes from Debbie in beautiful, intelligent, intellectual, conservative South Carolina. Dear Buck, I've received an email about how health reform will also cover abortion. Is this true? Well, Debbie, like I said before, there are a lot of rumors going around of what is and what is not included in the new health reform. Debbie, I'm sorry to tell you that under Obama's new health reforms, there will now be free government-run abortion clinics in all elementary schools. And the Democrats' plan will also offer free abortions to all of the children. Remember, Debbie, socialized medicine takes taxes, takes jobs, and now kills children. So the best thing you can do is forward this email to everyone you know, and maybe spice it up a little with something about a registered sex offender examining the children and taking part in the abortions. Whew, it's a heated debate today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next message comes from Tom in Alabama. Tom says socialism is un-American, and I want my America back. Amen, brother. I couldn't agree with you more, Tom. our forefathers would do front flips on angry porcupines and roll over in their graves wearing women's underwear at even the thought of socialized medicine or government-run hippie insurance programs. Nowhere in our great Constitution does it say anything about providing health care, and all these radical hippies should remember that. Our next letter comes from Running Deer in the Cherokee Reservation. I want my America back. F you white people. You see, friends, this is exactly the type of fear and hatred that does not allow civil debate on the issues. And if you're going to write into me, I want some serious dialogue. I don't want any of this liberal trash. John from California writes in and says, is it true that the profiteering and greed of the health insurance companies are the primary reason healthcare costs continue to rise, as the quality of American healthcare has fallen to 37 in the world? John, I don't think you understand what us red-blooded patriots that live in the part of the country that the great Sarah Palin calls the real America have known all along. And that's that the U.S., the USA, is a country of democracy and freedom. Mike from Florida says, I'm confused about the public option. Can you please explain some details of what the public option would look like? Well, Mike, it would look like this: higher taxes, more jobs lost, pedophiles crawling the streets looking for children. Look at this chart, Mike. Healthcare profits. Look at the profits of socialist public insurance option. Zero. You see it? Zero. It might not make sense to you now, Mike, but without these profits, you will pay more in taxes and lose your job. And you don't want to lose your job, do you, Mike? And you don't want a government to be responsible for something as important as your health care. Leave it to the government to focus on taxes, firearms, national security, war, bailouts, and where the private sector regulates itself and sets its own standards, prices, and solutions to any industry problems. That's what we're talking about, Mike. That's what we're talking about. If we have learned anything from the past, Mike, it only makes sense to allow the industry to fix the industry and leave big government out. And that, my friend, is true democracy. And anything else is un-American. So remember, Mike, if you love your country and freedom, you are against the public option. Scott from Canada writes, Hi, Captain. I just wanted to say that I had to wait 4 weeks for a doctor to check me out after injuring myself on the job. I had some pretty severe back pain. I felt like I was going to die laying in bed for those 2 weeks. You see, friends, like Scott understands, socialized medicine is what Rush Limbaugh says: Nazi, racist, and evil, right down to its immigrant, minority-based core. Scott goes on to say, It seems that I had a pulled disc in my back and was going to need surgery. It was not easy, but once I had my surgery, I was very happy because, unlike in the United States, I did not have to file for personal bankruptcy to protect my home and personal belongings due to the medical bills. With the money I saved on insurance payments and medical bills, I was able to send my oldest daughter to medical school, where she'll be able to help other families. God damn it, Scott, you're not even an American. Keep your radical socialist views where they belong and stop trying to spread your propaganda and hate here. We're trying to have an informative discussion, and you keep screwing it up with your liberal Canadian agenda, and I'm not going to have it here. Jimmy, no more letters from Canada, okay? Do your damn job. I don't want any of that trash from Canada coming in here. Well, friends, that about does it for this week's show. I hope that this fair and balanced facts shed some light on the issue of healthcare reform. Remember that socialized medicine or a public option will do the following: raise taxes, take jobs, kill children, promote abortions, cause cancer, lower insurance profits, decrease CEO bonuses, and destroy America. If you think socialized medicine is a good thing, then you hate your country, and you hate children, and you want pedophiles to come in here and dance around like hippies. Go to Canada, France, you damn terrorist. Well, friends, that does it for this week. Tune in next time, and we'll be happy to discuss the conservative facts. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.